Moment to get to the Mexican government revealed pictures and video of what a witness says are alien remains. And the internet lost its damn mind because these are supposedly real aliens. They look fake as hell to me, but look at this right here. I mean, they look like they stole that off Independence Day. Just look at it. I mean, that's what that looked like. That's what that looked like. But this is what I've said to y'all, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When I see stuff like um, uh, uh, Total Recall, Independence Day, and stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't surprise me. This is the planet Earth. There's human beings here. We're not the only planet in the galaxy. We're not the only planet in the world, the universe. Do you really think that human beings are the only creatures that live on this Earth? I mean, maybe not, I don't mean on this Earth, but I'm just saying in the universe? Come on. It happens. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I just know this much. If I see a damn alien ship hovering over the Empire State Building or something like that, I'm not going to be like a bunch of white folks that I saw on Independence Day. Wow, that's peculiar. We're going to celebrate. We're going to stand on the top of the building. Everything it looks great. I mean, wow, I got to go up there. Oh my goodness, they're coming for us. This is great. Oh hell no, I'm running. I'm running. I'm trying to get the hell out of town. That's what I'm trying to do. I tell you that right now. Ain't no doubt. I just wanted to put that there.
All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kodash. Let's say double honor to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the full corner to the globe, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, I'm my brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another quick lesson. And it's on this video you just watched with Stephen A. Smith, you know, basically stating that if he see a chariot, which he calls a so-called UFO, he's not gonna look up and say, "Oh wow, they're coming for me. They're coming to save us. I need to go up there." He's talking about he heading out of town. But I'm gonna tell you like this, Stephen A. Smith. If you ever see this video, you're not gonna make it out of town. Okay, you're not gonna make it out of town. You're not gonna get in your car and drive somewhere. You're not gonna take your private jet and fly somewhere, man. When a chariot's coming, then you will be dying. You know, if you're not part of the elect, you're going to be destroyed, man, by the chariot fire or the nuclear fire. And this is something that these people in this world don't understand. And Esau, he's trying to continue to control the narrative. That's why he's using a lot of his BS information and allowing it to be spewed out there. Because the super elite know that the chariots of Yahweh Bashalam Shai, which are the chariots of Israel, are coming to defend his people, save his elect, and destroy his enemies. All right? And not just the chariot fire, but also nuclear fire and then this World War III that's coming. You know, it's going to be a lot of hell breaking loose. You know, people think that they're just going to be living their life, just going about everything hunky-dory, and then they'll look up and it's a chariot for them or whatnot. Nah, it's going to be all kinds of hell going through. Nobody's going to be watching Stephen A. Smith show on YouTube. That's not going to happen. Okay, but this just shows you that, you know, 2/3 of Jakes are blinded. What then Israel have not received, that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. And ultimately, what our people are looking for is the truth. You know, because Esau will show you movies like some of the movies he named, Terminator, Total Recall, Independence Day, these movies, and there's always some slimy green alien or some, animal or creature type thing, some monstrous demon looking type thing. And the operators of the chariots are our brothers, are our fellow brothers, all right, from the spirit world, which are the angels, okay, and they operate these chariots and they show themselves if they want. If not, they don't. Okay, obviously, if you see an angel standing in your living room, you're gonna faint. You know what I mean? Because you ain't never seen nothing like that on this side with these bodily eyes, man. But the chariots do exist, and they're coming to save the children of Israel. But Esau using these different movies, so-called science fiction, to lie to the people and to get the people in a mindset. Don't look up. Like there was a movie called "Don't Look Up." Everybody was looking down at their phones, but this is what the Lord says. Okay, it says, look up, for your salvation draweth nigh. All right, this is the book. I think it's Luke. Yep, yep. Luke chapter 21, verse 28. All right, Luke 21 and 28. Okay, because this is our hope. We're looking for these things, while 2/3 you're not looking for these things. You know, Esau, the super elite's looking for it, but they're trying to look for it to defend against it, and they're not going to be able to win. This is Luke 24. Slot it. Oh, I hit 21. It's 21 and 28. Luke 21 and 28. All right. It says, and when these things begin to come, matter of fact, I'll start right here. The return of Hamashiach, right? Because that's what's going to hell the coming of our Lord. You want to see him on the chariot, standing on the chariot, right? All eyes going to witness it. Okay, and when he comes, it's going to be, ain't nobody going to be looking at their phones, and nobody going to be trying to get on the internet. Okay, you're gonna be scared unless you part of the elect, and we're gonna be scared. But Lord willing, we're part of the elect. We're gonna be scared, but we're gonna be happy too. Okay, it says Luke chapter 21, verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. And this is going to be happening prior to the second advent of our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach. And you see that already. You got blood moons, you got eclipses, solar eclipses, stars align in certain positions. It says, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity. So people are not going to be understanding where does distress coming from or why it's even happening. Right? So it says in the NLT, it says, and there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And here on earth, nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and strong tides. Exactly. So there's going to be tsunamis happening. There's going to be all manners of what they call natural disasters happening, destruction happening, distress happening amongst these different nations. All right, and not just financial distress. It's going to be a war happening. It's going to be upheavals. It's going to be sedition. A lot of shit going to be happening at once in these different nations, especially here in America, Babylon and Greek. That word for distress in the Greek, all right, that word for distress in the Greek is soon okay, right? Soon okay, right? Which is holding together, narrowing, contracting, metaphor for straits. So these are hard times, distress and anguish. So these different nations it's gonna be bad out here, man. You know? And like I remember when the 19 was going on, people were like, wow, this is happening, this is happening. Next thing you know, all we need is so-called aliens to come and it's really gonna be a whole bunch of problems. But guess what? This is the truth. And they're not aliens, they're angels. All right? This is Luke 21 and 26, and they don't look like so-called little white babies or white women or so-called white men. They don't look like that. They look like so-called black men, right? With big beards, man. Tall, real dark skin, right? It says, verse 21, verse 26. Men hearts, I'll start at 25 again. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear. So this guy, Stephen A. Smith, he said he not gonna look up and say I need to get up in there. He not gonna look up and say I want to see what's in there. I want them to save me. He's gonna be too afraid. He said he's running. That's what he said, but he's not going to be able to run fast enough, right? He's not going to be able to do that. So it says, men's heart filling them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. In the NLT, it says people will be terrified at what they see coming upon the earth. For the powers of heavens will be shaken. Yeah. So people are going to have heart attacks. People are going to be shook and scared. He's not going to have no time to get in the car or turn around and run. He don't run that fast. His knees too bad. Even if they were good, he don't run that fast. right? It's going to be so much happening at one time, and then Yahweh Shai is coming, and that's the icing on the cake, for real. That's the candle on the cake, lit. You know what I'm saying? Men's hearts falling them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. That's Yahweh Shai. And that cloud is a chariot, and he's coming with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come past, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Now the ones that's going to look up, looking for redemption, is the elect. All right, which this guy is not. He's not a part of the elect. He told you he's not going, when he see him, if he see them hovering over the Empire State Building, he not going to be like them so-called white people and stand there and say, I need to get up in there. I want to go there. I need to be saved. He said, no, he's running, right? Because he's not looking for redemption. This man, he has his reward in this life. He has his consolation, so he's not looking to be delivered. He believes America is the best place. It's a free place. Anybody can make it. Look at him. You know, he's famous. He's lauded down here. So he's not looking for salvation. All right, but we are. All right. So again, it's the Lord said, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Right. When we see Yahweh Shai coming on that chariot, and the heavenly host of angels following behind him, guess what? We're looking for salvation, because this is what we're preaching about. This is what we're teaching about. This is what we're hoping for, right? Because we know what that's bringing. All right. We know that's bringing salvation to the elect of Israel. We know that that's bringing everlasting life to first to the elect of Israel, but also to all of Israel. We know that that's bringing judgment and vengeance upon our enemies, which are these different nations, and 2/3 of our people. We understand what's going on, but Jake in the world, Stephen A. Smith being a great example, he's not looking for that. So that shows you that this man is outside. He's going to be destroyed around here, out here, when he see the Lord, right? He said he's running. You know, we're going to be praising Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We're going to be singing to the Lord, yet even being afraid, because the nuclear missiles are going to be shooting off at the simultaneously while the chariots are coming. It's going to be hell. It's going to be hell on earth. But through that, the Lord is going to deliver us. That's our hope. That's our fervent hope, right? Okay. But somebody in the world like Stephen A. Smith, that ain't his hope. He believes everything that Esau told him about the chariots. He calls them UFOs, or he might call them UAPs, unidentified phenomenal aerial phenomena, or he might call them UFOs, unidentified flying objects. But they're quite identifiable to us. You know, no matter what they look like, we know that those are our brothers. That's the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Shai. I look out my door every night, almost about every night. If I look into the night sky, I see chariots in the sky, blinking. I see them. I see the different colors changing, right? And I'm praising Yahweh Bashem Shai and Shalom and them brothers that's in the chariot, you know. But see, a person like Stephen A. Smith gonna have that mindset because it's not revealed unto him. All right. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord power, Yahweh Shema Shai, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. Now, who's operating those vehicles, who they working on the behalf of, that's a secret. And it's only revealed to the servants, the prophets. It's not revealed to everybody, you know. And Esau, he's trying to get out and create a narrative, paint a narrative of disbelief. So you see these little things. First of all, no Edomite, none of these nations ever captured an angel out of them chariots. The chariot never crashed to the earth, and Esau's in there dissecting it, creating new technology. Nah, that ain't never happened, because the chariots, they coming from another dimension. They're made of material that's not of this earth. All right, and they work off the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So the Lord is not going to send no defective chariots to the earth, and then on top of that, send some some big-headed gray alien with big-ass eyes, or some slimy creatures with tentacles coming out of everywhere, inside of an exoskeleton. No. But Esau creates this because he doesn't want you to believe in that. He knows that these chariots are the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Shai. He knows. They've been around since the beginning of time, since the beginning of this planet, since the beginning of everything. The chariots and the angels been here. Esau, you just got here. But again, this is not revealed unto the natural man. It's revealed unto the prophets. Surely the Lord, Amos 3:7, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto the servants, unto his servants, the prophets. That's right, man. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Because again, this man said he's running. That's his quote. I'm running. Unquote. But again, you're not gonna be running. You're gonna witness it. If he's still alive, he's gonna see Yahweh Shai. All eyes going to see Yahweh Shai. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Again, that term there is, you see the term clouds. Matter of fact, I wanted to look it up in the New Testament. Then I'll go back to that. I'm sorry, in Luke. Then I want to go back to that. So it says coming in a cloud, because you'll think that he's coming in one of those cumulus clouds in the sky. Now it's a chariot. All right, it's a chariot that the Lord is coming on. And they're likened unto the clouds because they're in the sky. All right, that word cloud there in the Greek is nepheli.
Strong's G 3507. Nephele.
Yeah, nephele, right? Which is a cloud used of the cloud which led the Israelites in the wilderness, and that was a chariot. That was a chariot in which Yahweh Shai was operating. Okay, he was operating those things. It says it's specific. The former denotes a great shapeless collection of vapor obscuring the heavens. Nope, that's not it. The latter designate a particular definite mass of the same, suggesting a limit in form. Nope, it's not a cloud that you see in the sky. It's a chariot. All right, it's a chariot. All right, and these Edomites know that. Right, and that's what Yahweh Shai is going to come on, and we're going to reveal that. Again, this is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall well be because of him. Even so, amen. Right. Yep. So the Lord's coming back for the vengeance, man. And even those that put that spear through his side, he got a vendetta against them two dudes. They're going to see him too, showing you reincarnation as well. That those men are still here. Those men are here on this earth today. We don't know who they are, but they're here. All right. That word for clouds is the same word in the Nepheli in the Greek. Let me see if it got anything in the if it goes back to a Hebrew word. Right. So it goes back to this word, G3509, which is nephos, apparently a root word. So it says a large, dense multitude, a throng, used to denote great, shapeless collection of vapor obscuring the heavens. Nope. A cloud in the sky. Nope. And that's what these Edomites have you thinking that Yahweh Shai is going to come looking like a white man, floating on a cloud like some type of East Indian genie, right? Nah, he's coming with those chariots, and we're gonna prove it. We're gonna prove it. Okay. So when you see these chariots and you look up, don't think aliens, man. If you're an Israelite, know that those are our the heavenly hosts, our brothers, our heavenly brothers. All right, those righteous angels. All right, this back in Revelation 1:7 again. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him." So they're going to be crying and screaming because when they see him, because it's not something they expect. Again, this is Esau controlling the narrative. Either you expecting some slimy alien, some big head green or gray or weird, shapeless creature, or you expecting a so-called white man to come. So when all your expectations are thrown out the window and you actually see a dark-skinned man, angry, so-called black man, standing on the top of a chariot with his beard and his afro that look white, that is white, that ain't something that y'all was looking for. And as for all that he said about, we're not the only ones in it. No, we're not the only ones in the universe, because the angels are out there daily. But life is concentrated on the earth right now. So-called man, life of men is concentrated. Ain't no other planets where it's a super thriving race of alien intelligence. Nah, 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 man. Those different planets are reserved for the Israelites, all right, and their posterity, as well as their servants when they get there. But right now, the story is focusing on the Israelites here on Idan, which um is the earth, all right, and in Hebrew Idan, which is a paradise. That's what the earth is supposed to be, all right. But because of the wickedness of man, you see what's going on. So this is Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof." Right? And I beheld, and lo, that man, that man is Yahushua, waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. So these are the different angels, the angels in those different chariots. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen on him. Again, because these people have not seen us. You might have watched movies and seen Esau's narrative, which is all lies, right? Sprinkled with some truth, but it's mainly all lies. Now you've seen it in real time. And then you're gonna know it ain't no Project Blue Beam, it ain't no setup. You're gonna know that that's your house shot, man. Right, right. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That man waxed strong with the thousands of heavens, and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. All right. And wheresoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, right? Because he's going to be spewing fire out of them chariots, and they're going to go off his command. Like as the earth felleth when it filleth fire, and also too, the nuclear fire is going to be happening. Again, it's going to be simultaneously. And after this I beheld, lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue that man that came out of the sea, right? That sea is the space. That's considered a sea too. So these different armies or militaries of the world, first of all, they're gonna be involved in a world war. But when they see Yahushua coming, they're gonna try to turn around and mount a defense against him, right? Mount it, but they're not gonna win. And I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, which is the chariot, right? But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So this is the huge fathership. And I saw something earlier today, might have been via YouTube or some type of post where this newscaster was talking about a mothership. There's a mothership out there. No, there's a fathership out there. And after this I beheld, lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. So they were afraid, but yet they fought. They were afraid when they seen Yahushua, and they were afraid to fight him. And you would be too if you're in a piece of junk plane made out of plastics and metal, and then you see a chariot with the only begotten Son standing on top of it. You're gonna be, but the Lord gonna give it to him to fight, because he's gonna prove a point. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. So this is a huge laser beam. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and a great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon the sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived but only dust and the smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. Right. So the Lord is going to turn his enemies into dust, man. Like worse than Thanos, man. You know what I'm saying? Them armies, them drones, the missiles that they're going to try to shoot at them, all that's going to turn to dust. And those operators of those vehicles going to turn into dust. Right? It says, afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him an other peaceable multitude. This is the elect. Right? And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, which is the elect, some were sorry, some of them were bound. With these, there's going to be these super elite heathens. They're going to be bound, and some but of them were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked, and said, you know. So this is something that Stephen A. Smith can't understand, you know. But we here, the hopeful elect, starting with the apostles and the bishop and elders of Great Millstone, we understand that those are the chariots of the Most High. All right, this is 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 15. And when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, and a host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them, right? Because those chariots, they're for us, they're for Israelites, man. That's our defense. That's our heavenly defense through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. When all these different militaries surround us, when they come against us, guess what? There's way more chariots than there are military people on this earth, man. Way more, and they way more powerful, extremely powerful. It says, and he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, opened his eyes and the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses, chariots of fire round about Elisha. So those are those chariots of fire. All right, those chariots of fire are so-called UFOs, right? And they're for what? They're of Israel. Let me read that again. Let me read that portion again. It says these are chariots. It says, behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots round about of Salakia. Let me read it again. Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened his eyes, opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And when they came down to him, and when they came down, so they actually came down, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, Smite, I'm sorry, not them, the enemies, the Assyrians. I think it was Assyrians they were fighting. They came down and he smote them with blindness, and he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. Right. So those chariots were there as a defense for the Israelites at that particular time. And they still here to this day. To this day. Right? To this day. They're still here. All right? This is the book of Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. This is a chariot. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it. Right? So these chariots, they are cursed to Esau. That's why when he see them, he got to lie about them. He got to make a defense about it. For decades, they kept it secret from people, even though we had people that actually seen chariots and reported it. They got government officials at the highest level, been seeing it, been having encounters with them, but they kept it a secret and made movies about it. But now they trying to set something up where they so-called talking about it because they can't hide it no more. The chariots are constant. The chariots of Yahweh Bashan Shai are a constant okay, in this earth, especially America. You look at a map site that I just looked it up just now. I guess this is from 2013, 2014, 2015, right? Even from 1998 onwards, the vast majority of the so-called UFO sightings were in America, Hawaii, Alaska, and this is all of America right here. Okay, Slovakia. All right. So this is something that this is something that's not widely put out there. All right, and I just typed up UFO sighting maps, and they make stupid stuff like this, right? You know, let me type another question. Okay. And this is a constant thing here in America. Why? Because like the scripture says right here in the book of Zechariah, it says, "Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on this side according to it." It says, "And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof." So these chariots are going to bring fire too. And the house of the thief is this place right here, America. America is the house of the thief. This place is this place right here is the place of great thievery and robbery. Okay, it's the land of lies and robbery, man. All right, and this is old. This is from like these years are from 2000 and it's go from like the early 90s, late 90s, all the way up into the 2000s, right? All the way up into the 2000s, just going up further. 2015, I guess it starts at 97 and it ends at 2015. But it shows you right here that America is the number one place for this, man. This is Psalms chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. So we know that those operating the chariots are what? The angels, man. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in his holy place. So yeah, I just wanted to bring this out. I thought it could be edifying just watching this video of Stephen A. Smith, you know. Um, But I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, and double honor to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity, and for ruling well, and salutations to my fellow Ak, and keep pushing, keep striving. We almost out of here. Hey, shalom.